Right, no idea on that, but we will back to it. So this is, I need to move everything around now. Shall I do talky? I love it when people write in and say, why don't you just sing the song while it's talking stuff at the start? The internet is not built for people with short attention spans. I don't like it either, to be honest. You listen to these tapes of Elvis in concert in the last 2 years and it's all, she's like, just get on with the song, Elvis. You know. But he just wanted a connection, you know. It'd be interesting if I went out live now, if I would do that, because I never really wanted that. Write song, sing song, get paid, get laid. Although I always believed in every song. The latter two things were an advantage. But I also enjoyed hearing people wanted to talk about the songs and stuff. That was always good as well. So this is called Playing with Time. I wrote this in 1993. I want to do Lady Helen, but I don't have the lyrics. And I can't find my songbooks either that've got the lyrics there. That's just something in it. You've got to go through your own lyric books. And that's G, isn't it? Whoa. Oh, come on. Oh, Lady Helen, hear the breeze sings. Let's wait and see what the new dawn brings. Though he spurned you and he ignored you, tomorrow's coming just to reward you. Lady Helen, oh, don't you cry now. The sun is shining up in the sky now. Hear the moment as it calls you. Heaven is about to reward you. Thrown off by my ever-creaking lamp. Lady Helen. Everyone liked that song. I can't remember. Did I tell this out though? I wrote this song and I'd just shown people the lyrics to it. Thank you. And I hadn't recorded it at the time. I think maybe I demoed it up and put it on a C60 cassette, you know, and played it around. Well, that's something of it. I said, yeah, it's not bad. And then one day I said, you know, I said, well, Peter Nicholson, you're dead now, so I guess it doesn't matter if I name you. He was a great man, a great man. Peter Nicholson's son, if you're at that high, I am the Paul Murphy who wrote, gave you a tape of, your daddy gave you a tape of some punk rock songs, and that was my stuff. And I'm very grateful to you because that kind of, when I found out that a 17-year-old garage band were doing cover versions of my songs, this is a true story, it made me feel kind of relevant again. This would have been about 93 and I was feeling decided, no, maybe 95. I was feeling decidedly obsolete, that what I did, you know. Yaz and the Plastic Population had come along, Nirvana came along, but they didn't last long, you know. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, all these people, they had one album in the, really, you know, one classic album in them. And I said, well, Peter, I said, well, you know, the songs on this album, all the songs on the Maybe Tomorrow, Maybe Next Year album, they're written about Helen. That's Lady Helen is also, that wasn't on the album, but I said Lady Helen is, because he used to work with her. And is it Jane Eyre? I think it might be Jane Eyre. I'm not really up on the Brontes too much at all. But Too cheerful for my liking. There was a mass hitting of chins on the pavement, like, really, And then obviously word got back to her, and she came to me. I was going down this way, and she was coming up this way. And I said, hiya. Don't you ever speak to me again, ever, she said. Okay. Someone writes a nice song about you, you'd think that they would just be a little bit more, warmth to you, really. She then left, actually. She was going to leave, and I thought, things I used to do. Is this going to portray me in a good light? Well, there was this lovely lady. She knows who she is, and she kind of was in love with me. And her partner was quite high up in the company that the clique worked for. So I called her one day out of the blue, not having spoken to her for about 3 years. And she came down to meet me. I said, can you meet me in the... She came down to meet me. This is when I was, stop that. I'm tired of being blind. I'm tired of being in pain. Can you meet me in the corner? I'm going to ask you something. And she came down, yeah, what is that? First, I said, could you ask your old man, see if he can, because the lady handed a notice in a few months later, had a better paying job, and a much better job as well, just as well, because the boss at this place, I mean, I was going to say something dumb, like he made Harvey Weinstein seem like, the leader of the Me Too movement, and that would be, an outrageous thing to say, or just an unfair thing. But this guy was, a predator. You're talking 97, 98 now. Those things were just the norm. I am the boss's son, and I will do what I like with you, 1998, could have been 1898, handle the basketballs kind of thing. I said, can you ask your old man to give her a pay rise so she'll stay? I mean, Judy, you kept it in quite well, really. But I mean, she must have thinking, what the are you in on? Think at. Anyway, let's get on with this. This has got nothing to do with anything. This is a song I just found. It's called Playing with Time. And I wrote this in 1993. I don't know what I was thinking about that. I'm going to do it with just my fingers this time. Well, fingers and a guitar. Always handy to use a guitar. Should I stand over this way? But I don't know where to stand now. I've got that camera in a different place. Stand back and see the lyrics. What the heck did that say? I don't want to play this song anymore now. No. It's not the eyesight, it's the eye muscles, because my eye muscles don't focus due to this damn disease, so every time I go out to focus they don't go back in. My Sleeping Beauty, that's another one I've never sung. My sleeping beauty, it is my duty to love you. 1, 2, 3, 4. How can you go out of tune in that amount of time? I don't care, neither do you. So it's driving me scatty. Okay, miss that one out. 2, 3, 4. This time I promise. Did I hear the coyote calling, and didn't I see fate wave? Wasn't that you down by the river, waiting to be saved? Who's that man I saw you with? Is he an old friend of mine? I know what you were doing with him, but don't think I mind. Without the thunder I heard breaking, where's the silence now? Should I believe the things you tell me because your head is bowed? Talk to me all about your heaven, where does it exist for you? Maybe I'll turn up there one day, but only passing through. Could I see the fact from fiction? Do I want to know what makes you stand by your friend when he mistreats you so? Life doesn't come with dress rehearsals, so you're learning while you live. Some things cost a heavy price, so how much can you afford to give? Did I see your name written in neon, or maybe it was sand? Was that you in the question lobby trying to take a stand? What was that gun I saw in your pocket? Who were you aiming for? I saw you walking down the center of the road shouting, don't believe in the law. Was that guy your nighttime lover? I know he's not a friend. Don't open up tomorrow's mail, it isn't roses he'll send. Did you get every single word down? Something to analyze. Don't ponder too long over the answers. Remember how time flies. Does the pain still hurt, or has the sorrow ebbed? Didn't you say that being in love is like being caught in the spider's web? I only hope when things come full circle you'll know when to get off. When you finally take the fall, that the landing will be soft. Didn't you send a message homeward asking for an advance? You could meet the right people tonight if you go to the right dance. Didn't you say you already seen the hottest day of your life? Remember, it's not only up and down, there's always wrong and right. Okay, I think we're done with playing the time. It's hard to retain good. Come on. Humour when, good feeling when such pain. You want to hear an anecdote? I know you do. Here's a true story. So, 2 weeks ago I had a GP. Someone finally managed to get a GP to take me. The subterfuge they did to get it, I don't know. Because I got misdiagnosed, and so the NHS just shut its doors in my face. Didn't want to know anyway, so this lady got on, and after 2 weeks, finally got the GP to come out, and we saw how ill I was. I won't go into the details because they're extremely unpleasant. They're unpleasant to hear about, let alone have them, but I don't want to put anyone off their breakfast. And I said, this started in early December 2023. And I showed him something else and I said, this has started since January. I said, I can only assume it's because I nearly froze to death in the house, being unable to light the fire, being paralysed. And the other stuff I told him about in an email. That was it, he went on. Nothing. He had anything for 2 weeks. Without going into the details, I can't eat anything. He saw I was living off of 1 spoonful of jam a day because the intestines are bloated and burning. Trying to sip and blah, blah, blah. So this lady said she'd been trying to get rid of me like there's no tomorrow because all the charities are trying to get rid of me. The Citizens Advice Bureau won't have anything to do with me. Navigate told me to get lost. Did I tell you that Navigate is a financial control debt management agency? Because I'm trying to support my children and everything, and because I've had no GP, I've not been able to get any help. And with the lights on, the living costs, well, I'll tell you the truth, I get £463 a month to live on. A disabled taxi to Yeovil is £75 each way, so that's £150. That's before I've, turned on a light bulb or paid the electricity or broadband or mobile telephone or anything like that. And where was I going with? Oh yeah, so the lady's obviously written to them, and this is a true story, I promise you. I will upload the email because I went off on one of my flights of fancy and it's pretty funny, apart from the fact that it's manslaughter by any other name. And so they'd answered her and copied me on it, and they said, well, we were unable to access Mr. Murphy's medical records never came through electronically, unfortunately. They're on paper, so after entering with it all in my hand. This is because the previous practice, when they kicked me out, they should have arranged for an alternative medical provider, but they didn't want that to happen because they didn't want anyone to find out what they'd done. That sounds like a Kafkaesque paranoia, third man-esque kind of thing, but it's all true, unfortunately. Not just, if you're not in England, then just cue up the BBC and see the blood scandal. You're talking from 1983 and it's 2024 now. Most of these people died, They died having spent their life savings to try and stay alive a little bit longer and everything, and still no financial settlement for the families, no justice for the families, no closure for the families, And that's just one of, a myriad answers. I know that all around the world you always think that the NHS is free because you're told that myth, but it's not. When I tell my friends in America that actually everyone in England has 12% of their earnings off the top taken away each week to pay for the NHS, they're like, how much? 12%? You think Obamacare is expensive? There goes the internet. Put it this way, if it was free, we still wouldn't be getting our money's worth. It's the world's biggest Ponzi scheme, because you're forced to pay into it, and then you come to collect 40 years later, like, we spent it. Well, oh, a lovely big pension pot. Look at my swimming pool. Anyway, all these people, they say, well, you know, do you think that £15 an hour is a fair rate? Well, firstly, how many hours do you work a week, you know, and then you get overtime for all the rest, so that's on your basic. And secondly, let's not forget that you signed up for that. You signed up for those wages in exchange for a huge pension pot at the end, which of course is tax-free. They don't tell you that, you know. They say, we only get £15 an hour and £1 million pension pot when we retire, tax-free. Anyway, and it says, there's all this bollocks about my medical records having to be entered by hand. But firstly, I gave him the details of the dates and everything. So here's the date I had my heart operation that discovered the blocked proximal artery, and that was the 20th of April 2020. And here's the date of the neurologist, and here's the date of the private neurologist that said it was functional neurological disorder. And here's the date of the private neurologist that said it was actually motor neuron disease. And here's the date of the liver failure and everything. So they could have just gone into those dates, but all this stuff that I was telling about, I swear this is true. This is all new stuff. So their excuse for not having done anything is because the doctor wants to see the medical records, and it's taken them a long time to enter them on the system. But as I pointed out today to this lady who's working for the charity, if they entered every piece of paper that's ever been written about me at the NHS, going back to the 10th of June 1961, extremely handsome, well-endowed Irishman has just been born. It wouldn't be there, because these are all new symptoms haven't come in. So, I mean, you know, he's like Ponce de Leon, he's searching for, you know, something that doesn't exist, you know. But of course, you know, it's all just lies. He's trying to kick the can down the road, and, you know, they know if they leave it long enough. As with the blood scandal, I will die. And it's hard for corpses to give evidence in court. I kind of like that. I need to write a song now to go around it. Dear friends, you've been so patient with me. Who am I talking to? No one. You've all clicked onto another video a long time ago.